The first Global Peace Summit will take place on June 15th and 16th. The exact list of countries whose representatives will come to the Swiss city of Bürgenstock is not yet known. Officially, Switzerland has invited more than 160 delegations from all continents. Russia is not on that list.
So we know that it doesn't make sense to have Russia at the table if you cannot ensure that they sit at the table and act in good faith. The goal of this summit is to unite countries who share principles and approaches that they will build their further actions on. And then communication with Russia may take place, and Russia can be part of talks, because you are right. In the end, you cannot put the war to an end without both parties.
The Global Summit is the highlight of the work of the Ukrainian peace formula. There are 10 points in this step-by-step plan: radiation and nuclear safety, food and energy security, release of prisoners and deportees, restoration of Ukraine's territorial integrity, withdrawal of Russian troops and end of hostilities, justice, meaning the need to bring Russia to justice and compensate for the damage caused by war, environmental security, prevention of repeated aggression, and registration of the end of the war.
Mr. Kuleba says, look, there are two options, and he is absolutely right about that. Either the world becomes strong enough to force diplomatically the aggressor to accept civilized rules of the game and to abandon its aggressive ambitions, or the second option is the language of force on the battlefield. There is no third option. Today, diplomatic efforts are built around the formula of peace, precisely to make the world capable of forcing the aggressor.
At the summit, the Ukrainian peace formula will be clarified and specifically formulated to turn into a global formula. The document will then be sent to the Kremlin.
The Russian Federation will be faced with a fait accompli anyway. New rules of the game are already created without them. Russia in this case is an object. At the first stage, it is an recipient to whom those developments are sent, no matter if Russia is ready to play by these rules or not. And if it isn't ready, it opposes itself not only to Ukraine and the countries supporting it, but to the coalition that has agreed on new rules of the game with regard to conflicts similar to the Ukrainian-Russian war.
After Ukrainian and Western diplomats reported that no Russians were expected at the summit, the foreign ministry of the aggressor country said that Russia allegedly had no intention to participate in the event that, quote, promotes Zelensky's ultimatum formula. According to the Ukrainian intelligence service, the Russian leadership is seeking to disrupt the peace formula in Switzerland by any means.
We must also be aware that Putin will try to disrupt this work, our efforts, and weaken Ukraine's positions through various manipulations and attacks by his terrorists. All our positions on the battlefield, in diplomacy and the information sphere must be equally solid.
It is important for Ukraine that as many countries as possible join the meeting, not only European nations but also African, Latin American and Asian countries. The presence of Chinese delegation is also extremely important. In March 2024, the Chinese ambassador to Switzerland said that Beijing was still thinking about participating in the Global Peace Summit. In April, after a visit to China, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that China was ready to attend. At the same time, Washington says that it does not yet see Beijing's readiness to support the Ukrainian peace formula. Kyiv says it will do everything to ensure that the Chinese delegation is present at the Global Peace Summit in Switzerland. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Valeria Nekipelova, UATV News.